it has been. I mean, Mooney and Kmet both have not existed for the Bears, and more than anything, for me is I was expecting a lot from Mooney this year, and I still am. I'm still hoping it's there, but I haven't written his name down once. Into like I got full notes on the entire game here. Through 8 quarters, I have yet to write down Mooney's name.
Even
I
the
don't know if
dog,
that's
even
his
the
fault.
dog saying, "Darnell,
Yeah,
Darnell, where are you?"
I don't know if that's on him, if that's on Getsy, what's going on, but he's your best receiver. He's your best pass catcher. Why is he not involved? Like what's happening? And I won't be able to see till I go back and look at the all 22, see what was going on downfield. But one screen pass to him and one deep shot, and that's it. That's all he got all game, and it's perplexing. I'm very confused. Green Bay's got a good secondary, but I don't understand why you're running away from it. You're not going to get very far playing scared.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was just about to say. It's like the Bears often, it doesn't matter who the coaches, come into a game like not to get embarrassed, as opposed to like, let's be the Jets and come back from down 14 points with 38 seconds, or the Dolphins come down from 21 with like half a quarter left. You know what I'm saying? Like today was the Cardinals. Fucking the Cardinals came back from 23 down today. You know what I'm saying? Like the NFL is nuts on a week in and week out basis, and we have a team that has talented players on the defensive side, has mid on the offensive side, if you will. Like I can't say they're talented in comparison to the other players in the NFL, but like they have to be better than what they were today. And some of that's on the play calling too, because I know we talked about it before we started, but it's the NFL. It's 2022, man. Like we're not wearing fucking leather helmets and people aren't banging heaters in the stands. Like throw the fucking football and throw it down the field. I like what they've been able to do with Equinemius St. Brown so far. I thought after that initial catch, it was going to be the Equinemius St. Brown revenge game. Like the Packers really never really fully supported him, and that's a guy that was an ND guy, so I know what he can do when he is in the right offense and going up against players that he has a distinct advantage against. And so far in our offense, it's been good, but
Any team in the league, you can look around and you find who their best skill position player is. Like obviously Montgomery's probably our best skill position player, and he got featured plenty. But your best pass catcher, how are you not manufacturing better looks for him? You
exactly.
know, why is Equanimous St. Brown leading the team in targets for the second straight week, I believe?
Honestly,
And I
probably
like
leading in
St. Brown.
in
That's
every major
fine.
category. Probably, I don't even
He,
have to look.
yeah, he's a fine depth guy. He's a fine wide receiver 3 or whatever. But like Darnell Mooney's not getting stuff is not being designed for him, or it's not getting executed when they're dialing it up. There's something just clearly wrong here because I mean, you look at the Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting tons of concepts thrown out there. How many times did Amon-Ra touch the ball today? You know, how many times
He had
look at
over
the
100 yards. I think he had like 110.
yeah, and I'm saying him because he's a guy who's not as well known around the league as being a star. Like I could throw Justin Jefferson out there. Well, yeah, of course you're giving Justin Jefferson touches. Like who wouldn't? Or Cooper Kupp. Like of course he's going to get all the looks. But if you look at like the Browns, Amari's getting looks. You look at the Jets. How many looks did Garrett Wilson get today? Like you don't have to be a good team to have their top receivers getting looks, and that's what I'm just so confused about with Darnell Mooney right now.
Yeah, yeah, and I had a little birdie that was up in the press box tonight, kind of within touching distance of Ryan Poles, and to go back to the play calls surrounding the goal line stand, there was a definite level of like distaste from Poles during that time. So
Really?
yeah, Yeah, my buddy was up
Interesting.
there. Yeah, so it's early. He's a young guy. Eberflus is a young guy. I still really like what we have going on. We were never going to be a playoff team, but like these are the type of games that you look at kind of like as playoff games. And then also, I like to look at it like this: it's a measuring stick game because for the NFC North, until they are not the standard, they have been the standard. You're right; like they have won the division more often than not in the last 10 years, and until Aaron Rodgers leaves, one would assume that they're at least going to be a playoff team. I think this year the Vikings could give them a run for their money, but right now you have to go back to square one. There is a beautiful, beautiful team on the schedule next week to go back to square one against, and I think kind of just rub it up. I would say rub it off, but that's probably the wrong way to to phrase it. But you kind of just you shrug it off and you get back to the facility, you rest up, and you get ready for Houston because, in all reality, not many people picked us to win this game. Us picking us to win this game is our homerisms and just like blind optimism, which I will always have for this team, even when I know we're not a good team. But it has to get better on the offensive side of the ball because the defense, we know what we're going to get, right? Like defensively, we need to see a little bit of better secondary play from the young corners. But other than that, like the defense is not a terrible unit. Offensively, this is the year that they need to grow if we're going to be a contender by next year, 2024.
Yeah. They need to start treating Mooney like they just paid him Christian Kirk's contract.
Jesus
Kirk
Christ.
has 12 targets through 2 games.
Yeah. Maybe they're doing that so they don't have to pay him because we're just a cheap
Maybe.
organization.
His price tag is getting lower by the game, I'll tell you that much.
Unbelievable.